I'm Austin Burke. I am the founder of Tipsy Toes. Tipsy Toes is a drinking board game, and that's for your friends, for your family. There's a lot of different elements in the game, a lot of different trivia, a lot of fun facts. There's even like spelling bee cards. There's King's Cup. There's a lot of different rules into it. Maybe you have to hold your arms to your side like a T-Rex and then try to drink. If you don't, you have to drink more. There's a lot of different fun things like that inside the game. So basically how I got started was one night I couldn't sleep, and I'm just sitting there thinking in my head, repeating the words tipsy, tipsy. I don't know how it even came to my head, but then all of a sudden the word Tipsy Toes clicked, and I knew right then that I had an idea. And so I just hopped out my phone, pulled it up, got my notes open, and I started just making game rules based off the name Tipsy Toes. I just knew all these different elements would come into play right then at that moment. After I made game rules, I just hopped on my computer right then and I started drafting up the cards, using different software. I actually use Adobe Illustrator to do it. And I started making all the cards, starting right then. And then every night after that, I was up till about 2 or 3 a.m., come home from work, and I would just grind out different cards, make sure they worked. And the following day, I'd bring them back to my coworkers and be like, hey man, what do you think about this idea? Or they kind of laugh and hey, I want to play this game. So that gave me a lot of motivation as well. So after I grinded out and made all the cards, I made the game rules, I needed a board because I wanted to test this thing out to see if it even worked. So what I did is, give me 1 second, I'm gonna grab it. What I did here is I got a piece of cardboard and I just, made something in Illustrator really quick. Obviously this is not the finishing or the final product, but I started off with something like this, something super cheap, super easy. And then, one day I brought it to my friends without even consulting them or telling them about my idea, and I created this little board, brought it out, and they said, what is that? And I said, this, my friends, is Tipsy Toes. This is the future of game night. And they said, you made this? And I said, yes. They were very shocked because we're actually celebrating my buddy, becoming a firefighter over in Orange County. Congrats, Weston Lane. And brought it out, and we all started playing. We had a big group of people, about 8 or 10 of us, so people were in teams. And it was a lot of fun. It was a big hit. And so that gave me the next steps, my next motivation to keep thinking that, yeah, I do need to pursue Tipsy Toes. And I do need to make this thing happen. It needs to be relevant in the world, right? So basically, I want to start Kickstarter, obviously, to raise money, but to fund Tipsy Toes in a way it's never been funded before. I want to get a massive amount of units, so that way I have, some negotiation when I try to get into retail stores. The first retail store I'm going to go for is Spencer's Gifts. After that, it's going to be Target or it's going to be Walmart. It's in between those two. I plan on getting one of those by the end of this year. And, it takes a lot of time for someone to watch a video nowadays, given it's only like a minute or a minute and a half. So I want to say thank you to all the backers. I want to say thank you for finishing the video and watching it and finding out more about what Tipsy Toes is, who I am, and what I represent, bringing it forward. So, thank you.